Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The state of being allied or confederated. A connection based on kinship or marriage or common interest. The shifting alliances within a large family. The act of forming an alliance or confederation. An organization of people, or countries, involved in a pact or treaty. A formal agreement establishing an association or alliance between nations or other groups to achieve a particular aim. The state of being allied or confederated. The act of forming an alliance or confederation. A union of political organizations. Stick to firmly. Criminal law. Money that must be forfeited by the bondsman if an accused person fails to appear in court for trial. A $10,000 bond was furnished by an alderman. A certificate of debt, usually interest-bearing or discounted, that is issued by a government or corporation in order to raise money. The issuer is required to pay a fixed sum annually until maturity and then a fixed sum to repay the principal. A superior quality of strong durable white writing paper, originally made for printing documents. Create social or emotional ties. The grandparents want to bond with the child. A restraint that confines or restricts freedom, especially something used to tie down or restrain a prisoner. Bring together in a common cause or emotion. The property of sticking together, as of glue and wood, or the joining of surfaces of different composition. A connection based on kinship or marriage or common interest. Their friendship constitutes a powerful bond between them. United States civil rights leader who was elected to the legislature in Georgia but was barred from taking his seat because he opposed the Vietnam War, born 1940. British secret operative 007 in novels by Ian Fleming. A connection that fastens things together. An electrical force linking atoms. Issue bonds on. Astronomy. Apparent meeting or passing of two or more celestial bodies in the same degree of the zodiac. An organization of people, or countries, involved in a pact or treaty. The act of adjusting or aligning the parts of a device in relation to each other. The spatial property possessed by an arrangement or position of things in a straight line or in parallel lines. An organization of people, or countries, involved in a pact or treaty. The state of being combined into one body. The union of diverse things into one body or form or group. The growing together of parts. An organization of people, or countries, involved in a pact or treaty. The combining of images from the two eyes to form a single visual percept. The state of being combined into one body. An occurrence that involves the production of a union. A nuclear reaction in which nuclei combine to form more massive nuclei with the simultaneous release of energy. Correction of an unstable part of the spine by joining two or more vertebrae. Usually done surgically but sometimes done by traction or immobilization. The act of fusing, or melting, together. The merging of adjacent sounds or syllables or words. The process of bringing ideas or events together in memory or imagination. Shifting from one form of transportation to another. The plane was late and he missed his connection in Atlanta. A relation between things or events, as in the case of one causing the other or sharing features with it. There was a connection between eating that pickle and having that nightmare. An instrumentality that connects. He soldered the connection. The act of bringing two things into contact, especially for communication. There was a connection via the internet. The state of being connected. The connection between church and state is inescapable. A connecting shape. A supplier, especially of narcotics. Usually plural. A person who is influential and to whom you are connected in some way, as by family or friendship. He has powerful connections. The process of bringing ideas or events together in memory or imagination. Shifting from one form of transportation to another. A relation between things or events, as in the case of one causing the other or sharing features with it. An instrumentality that connects. The act of bringing two things into contact, especially for communication. A connecting shape. A relation between things or events, as in the case of one causing the other or sharing features with it. The state of being connected. Action taken by a group of people. The persons, or committees or departments etc., who make up a body for the purpose of administering something. An ordered manner. Orderliness by virtue of being methodical and well organized. The act of forming or establishing something. The activity or result of distributing or disposing persons or things properly or methodically. A group of people who work together. The act of organizing a business or an activity related to a business. An organized structure for arranging or classifying. The persons, or committees or departments etc., who make up a body for the purpose of administering something. An ordered manner. Orderliness by virtue of being methodical and well organized. His compulsive organization was not an endearing quality. The act of forming or establishing something. He still remembers the organization of the club. The activity or result of distributing or disposing persons or things properly or methodically. His organization of the workforce was very efficient. A group of people who work together. The act of organizing a business or an activity related to a business. He was brought in to supervise the organization of a new department. An organized structure for arranging or classifying. The facts were familiar, but it was in the organization of them that he was original. Go together. Harmony of people's opinions or actions or characters. Allow to have. Concurrence of opinion. We are in accord with your proposal. A written agreement between two states or sovereigns. Sympathetic compatibility. A written agreement between two states or sovereigns. A written agreement between two states or sovereigns. The emotional bond between a mother and her offspring. A friendly understanding between political powers. An informal alliance between countries. A friendly understanding between political powers. An informal alliance between countries. An international alliance involving many different countries. An international alliance involving many different countries. An international alliance involving many different countries. A multi-ethnic alliance in Afghanistan who practice a moderate form of Islam and are united in their opposition to the Taliban. An international alliance involving many different countries. An alliance of nations joining together to fight a common enemy. In World War I, the alliance of Great Britain and France and Russia and all the other nations that became allied with them in opposing the Central Powers. The alliance of nations that fought the Axis in World War II and which, with subsequent additions, signed the Charter of the United Nations in 1945. The center around which something rotates. A group of countries in special alliance. The second cervical vertebra serves as a pivot for turning the head. A straight line through a body or figure that satisfies certain conditions. In World War II, the alliance of Germany and Italy in 1936, which later included Japan and other nations. The main stem or central part about which plant organs or plant parts such as branches are arranged. A group of countries in special alliance. In World War I, the alliance of Germany and Austria-Hungary and other nations allied with them in opposing the Allies. The act of combining things to form a new whole. A collection of things that have been combined. An assemblage of separate parts or qualities. A coordinated sequence of chess moves. A group of people, often temporary, having a common purpose. They were a winning combination. An alliance of people or corporations or countries for a special purpose, formerly to achieve some antisocial end but now for general political or economic purposes. A sequence of numbers or letters that opens a combination lock. He forgot the combination to the safe. The act of arranging elements into specified groups without regard to order. A leftist coalition organized against a common opponent. A multi-ethnic alliance in Afghanistan who practice a moderate form of Islam and are united in their opposition to the Taliban.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.